Hold on. Hold on. It says I'm live. I guess. Hold on. Okay, alright, there's just a hella delay. So I'm gonna stop watching that and I'm just going to stream because I think I got it. I think I have done it. I am live streaming now. Okay, so hello, welcome to the first ever episode of the School Night Nerd Show with your host, Meanie Mosey. First order of business is to kind of say like, what is this? Oh, hi. Sup, Omega Tech 16. Nice to see you again. Let's see. So, what is this? Why am I live streaming now? I haven't posted a video in like 3 months. Like, what's going on? So I have just been really busy with work and everything. I was just kind of like evaluating my channel and everything like that. And I was like, okay, what am I actually doing? Like, what's the purpose of my channel? I talk with ChatGPT a whole bunch on like what my channel actually serves to do and all of that. It said demystifying complex narratives, which is something that I kind of liked too. But it just got to the point where I was working and coming home and I was tired from work. And then I started going to the gym more. I started working out with a personal trainer. Personal trainer's like, you got to work out like 4 times a week. I was like, that's not gonna happen. I got to do 3 times a week, and I'm still tired. And I was just so busy, like 3 nights a week at least, and I only had Mondays and Fridays. And I was like, okay, I got to record something. And then One Piece chapters kept dropping and everything like that. And I was just like, I need to do something because I still want to be a YouTuber, and I am a YouTuber who does not YouTube. And so now I've decided that I'm going to start live streaming. And these videos will be up on my channel. But essentially I am recording my YouTube videos through live streams. And let me actually turn down my music audio. I think it might be up a little bit high. I'm recording YouTube videos through live streams because I have so many video ideas in my notes app that just sit there and they just rot, and I just keep looking back at them and I keep developing them and everything like that. And yeah, so this is me kind of going through my notes app, seeing the topics that I've always wanted to make videos for, and just making videos on them. And so I don't have to edit them during the week and I'm actually posting still. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. I'm so happy for anybody who could join me. This is on YouTube and Twitch and everything like that. I've never live streamed before. I'm figuring all of this out now. I just figured out how to get myself up on here. So eventually, I don't know, I'm not comparing myself, but I want to be like all those other streamers that have whole setups and then they have like the shout outs and the fun games that they play and different things like that. But I am learning as I go, and I am very much a thinker, and I will sit there and think forever and I won't do anything. But this is me doing something so that I can stay engaged with the community and everything like that. So thank you so much for joining me. Today, I made a PowerPoint presentation, but I was figuring out how to get that up on here, and I did not figure it out. But I have my topics, and let me see if I could like write them down and put them on a. No, I know. Espera. Espera un momento, por favor. I don't know what I got up for. I don't have any pens or paper anywhere. But the first thing that we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about DreamCon for a little bit because I'm really excited about that. Then we're going to talk about this kind of this idea that I had for a character analysis, character comparison between Izuku Midoriya and Luffy. That I really enjoyed writing, and it's literally been in my notes app for the longest time, and I just haven't figured out a way to kind of explain it or anything like that, but we're going to figure it out together on this live stream. So, first, let's talk about DreamCon. DreamCon is essentially the black anime convention of the year. There's also MomoCon. I've never been there, but I went to DreamCon last year, and I have a video on my channel about DreamCon. This year it is going to be in my home city of Houston, Texas, so I am particularly excited for that, especially more excited since I'm going to be saving money without having to get like a hotel or anything like that. And yeah, so let's see, for DreamCon this year, since it's my second DreamCon, I'm not as on top of the planning with it as I was last year. Last year I was like a machine. I was on all the updates. I got my sister and my tickets. I bought both of them. She paid me back. But I bought both of them. I was following their Instagram page. I was following their website. I was like trying to see every single thing that they were doing during the convention, all the events. I made a schedule. I put it in my Apple calendar. I had reminders set. They have a system where you RSVP for kind of the main events. Like, it's run by RDC World, and I don't follow RDC World that much, but it's run by them, and so they had like all kinds of panels and meet and greets and fun things like Family Feud and all of that, and dodgeball tournaments, basketball tournaments, all kinds of things like that. And so I RSVP'd for all those. I made sure I was on top of it and everything, and we were all set. We drove to Austin in the morning. We got a hotel. We got in line early. We had premiere passes. We were all good to go. And then during the convention last year, it's all good. We check in all good. We're having so much fun during the day. Friday was perfect. Friday, when most conventions start on like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the Friday day is kind of like a little like meh half day. And then it really pops off on Saturday and Sunday. And so it really pops off on Saturday and Sunday. And so this one is opposite. It really is mainly like a Friday, Saturday convention, and then the Sunday was kind of like the half day. And so, let's see. Friday we had a lot of fun, and we made it to our RSVP'd event, the dodgeball game, the next day. The Saturday was fun during the day, and then there was like a whole disaster with the RSVP system that evening with the basketball game, because like we RSVP'd and we couldn't get in, and I have a whole video about this on my channel from before. But it kind of really it really put a damper on the idea of like doing the RSVP events for the convention. It kind of like, we had more fun at the events that were really small and kind of just like nerds debating each other, and like small room, fewer people, not like a huge large auditorium or anything like that. So this year I'm a lot more chill. We don't have premium passes. My friend's coming with me. We're not getting a hotel. We're gonna check in when we check in. I see the programming schedule. I miss the RSVP deadlines. Like, I wasn't even paying attention. I've just been so busy. But we didn't RSVP for any special events or anything like that. But what I do have this year is a cosplay plan. So the first day, Friday, I'm not doing anything. I'm just gonna be myself. Let's see. I would have gotten off work the day before, and so I'm not gonna try to do anything on Friday. Saturday, I am going to be Elphaba from Wicked. I have the glasses. The glasses are en route to my house. I have this green body paint that I'm going to figure out how to use. I just got my nails done. And so I'm really excited. I've never done something like this, like extravagant before. And so I'm really excited about that. And then on the I have a black dress and everything that I wear to work, and I like the idea sprung from me getting a black dress, or like putting it on for work and seeing like this would be awesome for an Elphaba cosplay. And so I have black dress, black shoes. I'm completely ready for that one. I'm excited. The next thing that I'm going to be is Sunday is the One Piece day, or One Piece meetup day. They all have meetup days for like specific characters. So I'm going to be S Snake. So if you're caught up with One Piece, you know who S Snake is. It's the Boa Hancock seraphim. And so I got a wig. I'm going to have to cut it, but it's white. I've never worn a wig to a convention before, so I'm going to figure that out. I got a white dress. I got some black wings. I'm going to make the Dom shoe boots. I was going to do like a Houston type of twist on this character, because I got some cowboy boots from Amazon. I was thinking about getting a cowboy hat. And so like, because like, people have done, like when they cosplay Egghead costumes, they do all kinds of things for the Dom shoes. I've seen people use hunter boots, all kinds of different things. But I just wanted to get some like good like knee-high boots. And then I got the cowboy boots from Amazon, and they had like no traction or like no tread on the soles. And I was like, this is not going to work for an all-day convention. And I just didn't even like them. So yeah, I traded them in. I decided I'm going to get all the EVA foam and stuff. I have this one architecture friend. She's used to being crafty and all that. And I'm pretty crafty myself too, but we're going to try to figure out how to make them together. She's going to be Freerin and Mau Mau during the convention. But yeah, so I'm going to try 2 new things. I'm going to try making some boots, and I'm going to try body paint and everything. So this is my first foray into cosplaying, and I'm pretty excited for it. And yeah, that will be in a couple weeks, so I will let y'all know how it goes whenever that comes, because I plan to stream every Sunday night, and that will be one of the Sunday nights that I stream. So yeah, okay, so let's get into this comparison. I do have a script prepared. This has been in my, oh my gosh, okay, I don't even know how to get started into it. Okay, but hold on. Okay, I gotta prepare myself. I'm just really excited. I want to see how people react to this idea. Okay. The title of this segment, this is serious. The title of this segment is called Selfish Selflessness versus Selfless Selfishness. I'll repeat that. Selfish selflessness. And hold on, I'm going to pull up the definitions. we're gonna start this off. Selfish. Let me see if I can do this. Hold on, let's see if I'm doing it right. No, that's the whole entire essay. Don't look at it. Okay, wait, no. Okay, we're gonna go over here. You're gonna go over here. You're gonna go over here. Sometimes, like, when I'm writing an essay or something like that, I really have to kind of think, like, okay, does this word really mean what I think it means? So we're gonna go selfish, selflessness. And this is necessary, I promise you. And then selfless. Selfishness. Okay, so selfish. Of a person, action, or motive lacking consideration for others, concerned chiefly with one's own personal profit or pleasure. Selflessness. Concern more with the needs and wishes of others than with one's own. So, selfish selflessness in this situation means, let's see how I described it. Selflessness is achieved by an individual that believes that their selfless actions will benefit their selfish desires. Now let's go over to selfishness. So selfless, concerned more with the needs and wishes of others than one's own. Unselfish. Selfishness, the quality or condition of being selfish. See, selfish, the lack of consideration for others. So both of these are oxymorons, and in this I'm comparing two characters who are both morons in their own way. So we have that definition. Now let's get back. Let's get back to chatting. Okay. All right. Now we're gonna dive into it. I'm gonna be reading off of my prompter, TBH, but don't worry. I'll still answer any questions that pop up or anything like that. Okay. The idea that Izuku Midoriya from My Hero Academia and Monkey D. Luffy from One Piece are even slightly related character-wise has been rotting in my notes app for the past several months. And I do mean the past several months. It's been like a minute. It's been a year at least, honestly, that I've first conceived of this idea. And now I'm just now talking about it because I didn't know how to land this plane, but we're taking off anyway, so let's go. And while this idea is not entirely fully formed, I'm going to be real with you. I don't think it will ever be, at least if I only have my own brain cells to work with on this. Treat this whole entire video as a Reddit discussion. An open-ended question. Am I the a-hole for comparing the greatest main character of all time to Monkey D. Luffy? I'm kidding. That's a joke. I'm kidding. I'm so kidding. Okay. Am I the a-hole for comparing the greatest main character of all time to someone who, like, doesn't even... Okay. Disclaimer. I love... My Hero Academia. And I want to continue to love My Hero Academia. Okay, so My Hero, without My Hero, there would not be any of me talking about One Piece at all. Like, the very first anime-related video that I made on this channel was me unboxing. I actually have it right here. Oops, what'd I do? Something plugged in. I don't know. It was me unboxing this Izuku Midoriya Funko Pop. And then after that, I just took off. I just started talking about anime only instead of crochet. So, I love My Hero Academia. There was a point in time where I was like smiling my whole entire face off because I knew that later that day I would continue to watch My Hero Academia. We were in the middle of season 3. Bakugo had just gotten kidnapped. Spoilers for My Hero Academia. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's nice. And then, like, I love, like, Midoriya was never one of my favorites, but he was the main character, so therefore I tolerate it. Well, I don't want to say, I like Midoriya. He's fine. He's good. He has his moments with me. Bakugo was always my favorite. But Midoriya, some things that he did would get on my nerves sometimes, and I was trying to figure out why. And that's kind of going into I'm off script right now, just so you know. But over time, kind of me watching One Piece and watching other anime that I enjoyed, I was reading My Hero week to week, and then it got super into the action and the war and all that, and I've never been good at, like, well, and a manga has to be really special and drawn really well. Not that Horikoshi doesn't draw well, but it needs to be very clear as far as like what action is happening in order to keep my attention. So if things are happening and it's like really gritty and dark and I can't see what's going on, I kind of lose my emotional connection to what's going on and the characters and all that. So I used to be week to week. I would read My Hero. I would go on the Reddit threads. I would participate in the discussion. I was super excited about it. And then over time, I just like fell off. And then I heard that it ended. I like read and I caught up, and then I read like the final chapter, and it just like didn't feel like anything to me. And like I don't like that. I want to go back and fall back in love with this series, especially before the anime ends later this year. And so that's kind of on my mind. But I like, and also kind of the community consistently ragging on My Hero. It's always fun to hop on a bandwagon because the band's on that wagon. And so like you hop on the bandwagon of being a My Hero hater and everything like that. And like, I don't know, it was always a good show to me. So I want to get back into it. And I haven't even seen the latest seasons, but I'm hoping that when I watch them, I will have a clearer image of what has happened to these characters in the war, and everything like that. So, long story short, I didn't understand what was going on in the anime. People were ragging on it. I enjoyed ragging on it too. And so I fell off of My Hero, but I'm trying to get back on. I'm going to get back on. And this video is not going to do anything to help that, but I'm gonna say it anyway, because these emotions, these feelings that I portray in my analysis are still standing. And side note for, I'm comparing spoilers for My Hero, like season 5-ish. If you haven't gotten that far, maybe don't watch this. No spoilers for One Piece, really-ish? I don't know. I don't think so. Just kind of no spoilers for One Piece. If you watched One Piece, you'll be good. But, okay. Back to the script. A young man sets off on a journey to reach the very top of his social hierarchy, making friends along the way and helping said friends in their times of need. Izuku Midoriya from My Hero and Monkey D. Luffy from One Piece are not very different in that aspect. Both of them have high ambitions, both of them care deeply for those around them, and both of them run themselves into the ground in order to save the people they care about. But there is a difference when it comes to my personal reaction to their efforts. When Luffy is fighting and he gets injured and he pushes past his own limits to the point of immobilization, see Enies Lobby, I'm good. I'm eating popcorn. I am entertained. However, when Midoriya does it, it irritates me, and I would just want him to sit down and let the professionals handle it. So why is that? It goes further than just strength and durability for me. It's not like it's not just because I know Luffy can handle his injuries better than Midoriya can because he's made of rubber or anything like that. It boils down to each character's intrinsic motivations and how I believe that though they have similar actions, these protagonists are complete opposites. So, selfish selflessness versus selfless selfishness. These are two terms I made up for this video. You're welcome. The noun describes the ambition. The adjective describes the method in which the ambition is achieved. Let's get into selfish selflessness. Selfish ambition, selflessness is the method in which the adjective is achieved. Okay, selfish selflessness. Izuku Midoriya's desire to become a hero pushes him to a degree of selflessness in which he disregards his own well-being. Since day one, with One For All, Midoriya has been told that his body cannot handle the strain. He gets better, obviously, but I think I feel icky about it because whenever he goes too far, it's a conscious decision to go too far, despite others advising him not to do it. I mean, it's a show. It's essentially what he has to do. If he didn't do it, then it wouldn't be a good show. If he followed all the rules, it wouldn't be a good show. I get that point, but still. I'm sitting here thinking it through, like, in some situations he didn't have a choice, like when he fought Muscular and broke his arms, what was he gonna do? Just die right there and not save Koda? He also is a chosen one. He has that chosen one power of the whole series, and he is singled out by All For One and Shigaraki, so it is his fight to fight, definitely. Like, he does not really have a choice in that. But I'm thinking about his motivation for fighting, the internal dialogue that drives him. In the beginning of the series, he saved Bakugo because he said Bakugo looked like he needed saving. He didn't have any powers. He was just running. He was just, I'm going to do what I can, which is nothing, but I'm going to still do it. And that's what convinced All Might to give him the power in the first place. But somewhere along the line, it shifted to, I feel like saving you, or like you look like you needed saving, to I have to save you, to I have to save you. He's not saving people anymore because of who he is, but because of who he's trying to be. I'm trying to think, like, oh my gosh, I hate conflict so much. I'm like, am I gonna piss someone off? No, probably not. I don't know. But anyway, what is it? Because of who he's trying to be. In the beginning, being a hero wasn't even an option for him, so he wasn't driven by that. But now, since he's got great power, he's got the great responsibility that goes along with it. So being the number one hero is within his realm of possibility. It is a goal he can achieve, a title he can earn, and I think that is a selfish motivation. And by now, all 5 Izuku Midoriya fans are foaming at the mouth like, what is she talking about? Especially with how the series ended. No spoilers about the ending at least, but how could I call Deku selfish? He cries at everything. He's best boy. Like, how is this kid selfish? I'm talking about the period of time when he went rogue, specifically and only. That's kind of like the main part where I was paying attention, and then after that I'm sure he's gotten better, but this analysis was written around that time, so there it is. When he abandoned his friends, ignored his mom, and he hasn't ever respected his mother in the series, by the way. I stand by that 10 toes. And even abandoned All Might, the reason why he started in the first place. He left All Might's bento box like right there on the concrete. He let the man trip and fall, and he flew away. Never forgive him for that. No, I'm kidding. Forgiveness is good. You should forgive people. But yeah, with All Might trip, that was jacked up. But anyway, I'm saying that period of his character arc in which he took on the world on his own, though he had a selfless ambition to protect others, it was a selfish thing for him to do. In that situation, he should have let people help him. He should have listened to the professionals. They could have handled it, I think. Hopefully. I don't know. Whatever. Selfishness. Monkey D. Luffy's journey to... Okay, let's refresh this again. Selfishness. The adjective describes the act... Wait, no. Hold on. What did I say? The noun describes the ambition, selfish ambition. The adjective describes the method in which the ambition is achieved. Selfishness. Okay. All right. Okay. Selfless selfishness. Okay. All right. Monkey D. Luffy's journey to become the king of the pirates leads him to meeting new people and defending, liberating, saving them, because that's the kind of person he is. Because the king of the pirates, being the king of the pirates comes with no obligation to protect those around you. One would assume it means being a menace to everyone around you, actually. It is a selfish goal, one that implies authority over all others, but instead Luffy sees this goal in a different light, in a way that means absolute freedom for himself and others. And in his quest to obtain absolute freedom, Luffy himself is living a free life, rarely doing the things that he doesn't want to do, and rarely stopping himself from doing the things that he does want to do. And most of the time, what he wants to do is to protect his friends, because that's just the kind of person he is. Most of the time, this involves freeing them from oppression, but he doesn't call it freeing them from oppression or liberating them. He doesn't have an agenda against the world government like the Revolutionary Army. This is his own personal form of justice that essentially boils down to doing right by his friends, i.e. the people who feed him food. He was a lonely child, and he hates being lonely more than anything, even more than being beaten half to death, past death. He'd rather get punched in the face several times than be lonely. And he has done that before. So he's learned over time that to keep the friends he's got, he needs to be strong, the strongest person in the world. And so because Luffy has this selfish ambition to be the most free, the strongest, and to keep the people he treasures, he is greedy and selfish over his goal to become the king of the pirates and to keep all of his friends. Due to his personality and his greediness over keeping his friends, his anger when threatened his anger when they are threatened translates into selfless action. In the end, Midoriya is saying, I have to let you go, I'm going to fight. And Luffy is saying, I will not let you go, I'm going to fight. Selfish selflessness says, I'm going to save you, you can't stop me from sacrificing myself. And selfishness says, I want to save you, no one can stop me from doing what I want. So yeah, that's where my brain has been on this topic for the past year, months, that it's kind of been stewing around. It's just been sitting in my notes app. It's literally just been sitting there. But maybe I'm spinning, maybe I'm spiraling, but I really think this idea of selfish selflessness versus selfless selfishness gives us a new lens to look at hero archetypes in anime. Midoriya sacrifices himself because he thinks that's what a hero is supposed to do. And Luffy throws hands because he wants to, because you don't mess with his people, because his version of being the Pirate King means never being alone again. One is fighting for a role, the other is fighting for a world where he can be exactly who he is. And maybe that's why I sigh when Midoriya looks like he's headed into a martyrdom arc, and I cheer when Luffy takes his 15th punch to the face. It's not about how strong they are, it's about why they fight and how that reason reflects the difference between performing heroism and embodying freedom. So no, I don't think I'm the a-hole for comparing them. I think these are two sides of the same coin, two boys who would absolutely die for their friends. One because he thinks it's what's expected of him, and the other because no one is taking what is his. So, anyways, that's kind of what I had. If you have thoughts or feelings, have I completely lost the plot, or am I kind of making sense to some people? You can always let me know in the comments, and also don't forget to eat bento boxes when people make them for you, and don't let them fall on the ground because that's rude. Yeah, okay. Wow, I finished that a lot faster than I thought I would. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, I don't know. I had an agenda, cause I don't know. I don't watch live streams on my own that much, just cause I'm I need it to be organized. I need to kind of know what they're doing. But, yeah, that was the last thing that I had to talk about, and we're only halfway through. But yeah, let me know. I'm looking at the comments if y'all have ideas or anything like that, if you're gonna have to go rewatch it and digest it and take a second, because that was a lot of selflessness. And yeah. Let's see, what else? Let's see. I was looking at, I hella promoted this on my channel. I don't know. I am a fan of ChatGPT. Honestly, no, it did not help me with that essay, but, I was really trying to figure out, ChatGPT has done my channel description. It's helped me kind of figure out branding things for my channel, colors and different things, and who am I as a content creator and everything like that. And ChatGPT also did the series of posts on my community page that led up to this. So if it felt like I was posting a whole bunch, just know that I was scheduling them out, and one would post and I wouldn't even know it. But yeah, so that's that. But anyway, I said all that to say that I was looking at the the poll that I sent out. And nobody wants anime recommendations from me. I'm so mad because I have so many that I'm watching this season actually. For the first time in what seems like forever, I'm keeping up with different things. So I'm just gonna I'll let y'all know what I am watching. And then maybe if we have time, I'll get into kind of my thoughts on like the latest One Piece chapters. I think we're on a break this week. Let me see. I'm pretty sure we're on a break this week. Let me see. Yep, new chapter coming in 7 days. Okay, so what I am watching this season. Witch Watch. Witch Watch is so good. I'm so excited for Witch Watch. I'm watching it dubbed, so I've only seen 3 episodes so far. But the same person who did the Egghead intro, let me find their name. Director. Witch Watch intro director. It's hard to type with nails. I got these done yesterday. Oh, Megami Ishitani, the same person. She did the Witch Watch intro and it looks fabulous. So if you are a One Piece fan, which I'm assuming everybody on my channel is, go watch the intro at least because the show's super cute. Next, To Be Hero X. To Be Hero X is so good. I'm still trying to figure out what it is. Because I remember seeing a trailer for it a while back, a while back, and I was upset because I was like, this isn't even coming out anytime soon. But now it's out, and I forgot what I saw that I really liked. But anyway, I don't know. It's been pretty good so far. Like it is really good about leaving you on a cliffhanger. Like making you really feral for that next episode. So yeah, To Be Hero X has been good so far as well. Kowloon Generic Romance is one that I have been reading. I watched the first few episodes and they are cutting up that manga like it's a pizza. So much stuff is getting out. Like it's not like it's the manga is already kind of this like weird, funky, mysterious type of situation, and with the anime, there's no way they could have put all of that in there. And I don't know how they're going to do it, but so far they've just been omitting stuff. So like characters will show up, they have whole entire intros in the manga, but no, she'll just start talking to this little girl. You don't know where she came from. So, yeah, Kowloon Generic Romance, I'm not saying don't watch it, because I love the style. The style's super cute. But maybe if you are into it, then check out the manga. If you like the anime, definitely check out the manga. Yeah. That's that. Let's see. What else? My Hero Academia Vigilantes. That one has been good so far. I will say, when I first got into the manga for that series, it took me several tries to start and restart it. And so, like, if it seems like the series is starting off slow, that's because it is. That's how the manga was. But eventually, My Hero Academia Vigilantes gets really good. And I hope that the season that they're in, I hope that the series goes long enough to get to that good part, especially when they start getting into kind of the characters from My Hero and how, like, when they were younger, like, you get a lot of Aizawa in there, and their friend. Aizawa and Present Mike's friend is in there, his whole backstory. Miss Midnight, she's in there. Yeah, that one gets really good. It's not good right now, and it was the same way in the manga, so I'm not even worried about it. What else? Apothecary Diaries, I'm letting that build up until there's a whole bunch to watch. I love Apothecary Diaries. I think. I think that might be it. Okay. Witch Hat Atelier and the Chainsaw movie I'm looking forward to. Oh gosh. Is Witch Hat Atelier coming out this year? Like, is it like December? Or I guess I could look it up. We love Witch Hat Atelier on this channel. Hat Atelier. Anime. Oh my gosh. Wait, no, that's a coloring book. There's a trailer for it. The TV anime for Witch Hat Atelier will air in 2025. Okay, awesome, fantastic. I'm gonna be watching for that. Oh my gosh. The art in Witch Hat Atelier is so beautiful. Like, I'm kind of behind on reading that because, like, well, you can see I have, sorry Law, sorry Tamaki, this is all Witch Hat Atelier. 12, let me see, I have 7, 8, 9, oops, I'm sorry, I'm not talking into the microphone. Okay. I have some of these volumes I haven't even read yet, just because it's like such a detailed and complex manga that it's like I have to be entirely focused and immersed when I'm reading it, and it's not something that I can just pick up and just like read or anything like that. Same thing with Kowloon Generic Romance. It's really in depth. If I haven't read it in a while, I want to go back and reread things so that I am as excited as I need to be for the stuff that is when I read it, because otherwise, like, I might forget something and then I'll read it and I'll be like, oh, that's not that. Like, I won't capture the the gravity of what happens in the situations, or I don't yeah, I'm excited for the anime. I said all that to say I'm excited for the anime too. Let's see. Okay. Let's see, we got 15 minutes left. I want to collect my thoughts about what's going on in One Piece right now, as far as like the chapters. So I will collect my thoughts, because if I just start talking now, I'm just gonna say like random crap. Well, okay, whatever. Screw it. I'll say it. Well, no, there's nothing like, okay, so this is me collecting my thoughts as I'm talking. So let's see, the last video that I put out on my channel about One Piece was chapter, what was it? 1141. What happened in chapter 1141? 1141 was an older woman. At the end of that chapter, Loki stood up. Okay. Alright, my thoughts on what's going on. I have read all the chapters that are out currently. The last one ended with Scopper. Okay. If you are not caught up to One Piece, the chapters, if you are not caught up to One Piece chapter 1148, stop watching this and go read it. Spoilers, disclaimer. Okay. 1148 ends with Scopper Gaban slicing what's his face in half. Not slicing in half, but really wrecking him. Robin jump scared him by like hopping into action. Go Robin. She clutched the crap out of him. And then kind of what's happened so far is that I don't know, Loki, like, they're still the whole place is still on fire. The kids are still not all right. They're fighting all these monsters that aren't real, but are real. There are thorns that surround the kids. Kids are asleep, and like the whole entire kid situation is like a mix of all the Holy Knight's powers. Hold on. I'm looking down here because that's where my manga chapters are. My iPad's like right here. But anyway, I guess my thoughts on it so far, the state of One Piece. I still, like, Loki hasn't done anything. Like, Loki hasn't done anything to prove that, like, he shouldn't be trusted, and he's awake, and he's walking around, and he's eating food, and he's been fine. So I am still standing on my idea that Loki is a good guy. I don't know. I guess I haven't recorded videos because one, I've been busy, and two, it's like I haven't had much to say about what's going on. Let's see. I want to say we're done with, like, the setup part of it because we're getting into the action, but then it's like, does that make Harold a bad guy? Yes. Yes, I think Harold is shady. I've never trusted Harold. I don't, like, and this is why I need to go back and kind of reread it. I'm definitely going to do that for the next live stream next Sunday. But I really need to collect my thoughts on kind of what is going on. But, okay, so when I last read, my ideas have not changed. I think Loki is good. I think Loki didn't do anything wrong. I think he's going to be okay. And yeah, I think something shady is going on with Harold because Harold's like ideas did not match. Like, he wanted to unite the world or whatever. He wanted to, like, unite the whole world, kind of like Big Mom. You think he was influenced. Big Mom's an influencer. But I feel like he was influenced by her idea, which was also Mother Carmel's idea, that he wanted to unite the world. He had a child with one of the other giant tribes, but then she wasn't queen because racism. What's his face? Hyrudine wasn't a prince because racism. And he cut off his own horns because racism. And so I think Harold was shady as heck. I think he was doing something weird with the God Knights because when I forgot their names, but Snake Man, Gunko, and what's his face, when they showed up, they asked Shamrock why he was there, and they were like, "Are you paying a visit to Harold's grave? Like, why on earth would you say that? Like, were you joking about it, or like what? Like, make it make sense for me." Okay, so Harold's a bad guy. Loki is fine. Loki might cause the destruction of Elbaf the same way that Luffy caused the destruction of Fishman Island, like they predicted he would. I don't know if that was way far in the future or the destruction that they were talking about was sort of like a societal destruction. I don't know. I doubt it because, like, there was fire around him and everything. So maybe that hasn't even come to pass yet. But I don't know. I don't trust Harold. I trust Loki. And I am still waiting for Usopp to have something go on with him. So far, we've mainly had moments with Robin and Saul and her kind of defending the library, being happy that her country, her history, her nation is still alive in these books that have been passed down. And so she's had a reason to live. And oh gosh, I also have something really cool for Robin too, like in my notes app and everything like that. But that'll be a bit later once I kind of figure out more of the technical aspects of streaming. But yeah, Robin has had some moments. I'm still waiting on Usopp to have some moments. I want so bad that the idea that Luffy freed Loki to be like a huge problem for him. I want that really bad. It seems like the new giant pirates that showed up to see that they freed Loki, they aren't like outraged or anything like that. Probably because it's his brother. But I want the other pirates, I want the other giants to see it, and I want them to be pissed, and I want Usopp to be conflicted. Except the fact that I'm saying it is probably not how it's gonna happen. I don't know. Another YouTuber I follow is Melon Tea, and she was saying how like Zoro has been like uncharacteristically violent throughout this arc and everything. And I'm kind of excited to like see if she's on the right track with that. To see if Zoro has been uncharacteristically violent, or if something's going on with him too. I want character conflicts because that is where my analysis thrives. I love it when characters do like out of character things and kind of like figuring out why'd you do that? Like how does that make you? That makes you more interesting as a person, and I want to figure out how. One Piece has been super plotty lately, and especially in, I mean, the entire post time skip has been incredibly plot driven. And I would love to get back to some more character stuff, but I don't know. We are in kind of like the end game now, so we are like driving the plot very hard to get to that final island. But yeah, okay, let me see comments. Next though, does that make Harold a bad guy? I got to that kind of set me off. We know that Harold screwed over the world government because the giants aren't war ready anymore. So that kind of brings up an idea like maybe he did that intentionally. Maybe he sabotaged his own country to do, or like that's like, did he intentionally make their country like a peaceful country in order to screw someone else over? If the world government was like, we want you as weapons, and he's like, no, and they're like, we're gonna take them, and then he essentially just throws the weapons out the window, that's one thing. To make their country peaceful, that's interesting. And I think that's kind of what that's what they were asking Loki about. They were saying like, fight for us, or else we're gonna destroy the island and say you did it. I think they said that. I don't know. I have to go back and look. But Loki said no too. So, I don't know. But I've always thought Harold was bad. Yes. Okay. Yeah. I agree. Yes. Harold bad. No. Okay. I'm interested if the God Knights managed to get any kid back to Marijois. Yeah. The kids are like, so the kids are hostages. It's not like a kid, like, how are they going to make those kids fight? Those kids would never fight. Like, they're just incentive for the giants to spring into action. So if they do get someone back to Marijois, I wonder what purpose that would serve. I don't know. One of the kids, at least, has been, like, super brave lately, so there's that. If they did get one back to Marie's wall, they could enslave them. Because they do that. But, yeah, Interesting. Okay. Luffy might still destroy Fishman Island via Katarina Devon taking his appearance, though. I'm gonna have to go back and read, because she took his appearance. Oh, yeah, because she's Absalom's power. Okay, so much stuff is going on. Okay, yeah. I have to go back and look when she took his appearance. Okay, yeah, I'll have to go. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying, like, I forgot that happened. So I need to go back and check it. Usopp's last big achievement was in Dressrosa. Sheesh. Yes. Yes. I don't know. I just remember I was going back and I really want to go back and watch pre-time skip One Piece, just because it was so character driven, because we were like learning a lot more about we were learning and getting to know these people, which is why I'm excited for the One Piece whenever it comes out, if we ever get any more news about that. But watching Water 7 again, I remember I went back and I watched, I don't know for what reason, but I watched the scene where they were arguing on the Mary, and Usopp and Luffy were getting way into it. And then there was also the Luffy-Usopp fight. And, I don't know, like, I was, like, on the edge of my seat holding my breath, even though I already knew what was going to happen. But I am just intrigued by Usopp's character, because he is like a audience stand-in, essentially. He is the regular guy. He doesn't have anything. Like, he's a sniper, yes, but it's not as exciting as like being a swordsman or being a kicking person or anything like. He fights in his own way, and I like the way that Usopp fights because it's clever. I actually just watched the Amateur movie that just came out, or came out arguments ago, but the dude fights clever. Like, he can't, like, yeah, like, he finds other ways. He uses his mind to get people and everything like that. And I love the way that Usopp fights. And I love his character because he's struggling, because he had to convince himself that he was even worthy of being on the crew and everything. And he's terrified, except he is probably the most courageous, because he knows that he's not as strong as everybody else, but he's still there too. And so I want Usopp to have a big moment in this arc, because I feel like it's been set up from the very beginning, from Little Garden. Like, Usopp needs to, like, the way that Whole Cake Island kind of redefined Sanji's character and gave him all these new aspects that we didn't know about before. I want Elbaf to be that for Usopp. I don't know how long this arc's gonna be, but I want to see some development. That would make me very happy. Okay, yeah, just as hostages, Katarina took Saturn's appearance too. I think I remember that more clearly. Yeah, IDK either if she did take his appearance, but that's the only way I can see the prophecy being fulfilled. Okay, I got it. Especially if the swamp guy tells Blackbeard about Poseidon. Oh gosh, freaking Caribou pisses me off so much that he has stayed relevant as much as he has. And I'm so mad that Blackbeard has him now. Or that he's agreed to work with Blackbeard. Like, I want to know what Oda was thinking. If he just knew, like, cause dude was there from the very beginning. Like, how, he was on Return to Sabaody, and he's lasted this long. I thought Bartolomeo would last even longer than that, but like he didn't. But Caribou is still relevant. Oh gosh, I don't want him to have any significant moments, but he probably is. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank y'all so much for joining me. Hold on, sorry, I'm looking at comments. I can't believe how relevant that guy is. I wonder if Blackbeard is gonna kill him after he gets the info. I feel like Blackbeard's kind of just like a wild card. Like, never really know what he's gonna do or what his plan is. So the moment when Blackbeard is like the big bad, like that's gonna be really interesting to see. Cause who'd he just jack up? He just jacked up Law. Yeah, this is exciting stuff. Wonder if Law's ever gonna come back. I mean, he definitely should, because I love him. But yeah. Interesting stuff. And I'm right there with everyone going chapter by chapter. By the next time that this live stream happens, another chapter will be out, and we can definitely talk more about that next week. But in the meantime, thank you guys so much for watching, tuning in for the very first episode of School Night Nerd Show. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to get better as a streamer, and eventually this will be like a super cool situation. I mean, it already is a super cool situation. I'm here, so like, yeah. So thank you so much for watching, and I gotta get going. It is a school night, but I will catch you guys next time. Bye. How do I end this? Okay, hold on. All right. Doot. Oh wait, I think I've ended it.